In this assignment, we're going to be removing the ball, and this is 4.5.5 here. So to remove the ball, okay. So again, this is kind of an animation thing because it's going to be checking continuously to see if the ball is going into the hole. Now it's going to just look like it's going into the hole. Of course, it's not actually going into the hole, and if you can add some sound effects to your video game, which we're not doing in this particular one, then it becomes a little bit more convincing to the user that you actually are hitting a golf ball, which again, there's some manipulativeness that goes along with that, which is true for all video games. For example, in first-person shooters, you're never actually shooting an actual gun, of course, but they'll even make the joystick rattle a little bit to make you think that it is, okay? It's just, there's a perception there, which is just a little bit deceptive. In any case, let's go ahead and make it look like the ball is going to be, go into the hole, okay? So we're gonna I'll make this at the note. Make it look like the ball goes into the hole. Now, how are we going to do that? Really, all we're going to do is remove the ball from the canvas when it looks like it goes into the hole. That's probably a little bit more note than you need, but if it helps you out, then keep it there, okay? So, make it, spelling's hard for me, but that fixes it. So, if what? If the object, which is the golf ball, if it what? Now, you could use collide as well. You may want to try that out, but I'm going to use overlaps with what? The hole. Okay, so notice those set of parentheses that I have is just for the overlap statement. I now need a closing one for the actual Boolean statement there, okay? And now that I have that, I need to tell the program what to do with the ball when the golf ball overlaps with the hole. Well, it's the object, the golf ball. What are we going to do? Well, just like we put in the note there, we're going to remove it. And yeah, it's the remove function of the program when the golf ball, in this case, overlaps with the hole. Now, this is good enough to work. And you may want to test this out. Make sure you have no typos, no errors. But after you do that, you may want to just try this. What about if the hole overlaps with the golf ball? Like this. If you were to do this, then what is going to happen? Well, it's the same things that are overlapping, so it actually is not going to make a difference. This will still work for what we need. So you can do that if you'd like, but just to be a little bit more clear, I'm just going to keep it the way that it was. So this is our if statement that we need to remove the golf ball from the canvas when it overlaps with the hole. So are there other times where you'd want to make stuff go away or be removed from the canvas? Yeah, of course there is. And if you think about video games, are there times where things just kind of disappear? Of course there are. And so this is a way that you can do that, okay? So that's actually all we need. These are the only 3 lines of code that we need. Of course, I put a little bit more note there than I needed to, but hopefully that helps you guys out.